And I've been telling you from the jump, I just want to fight everyone. I'm on, like smoke, as they say.
You know shit about boxing.
So yeah, big fight.
Big fight.
In terms of, money and attention. Is it a good fight? I guess is the bigger question.
We have to wait and see, innit? I don't know. I'm not expecting a madness. I'm expecting a good competitive fight. Like, both fighters are going to try their best. But if we're being realistic, a good big guy always beats a good small guy. And I think Conor Benn might be a little bit too small. He is dangerous though. He's explosive. But I don't know if that weight cut kind of affects Chris Eubank. Then we're yet to see, some sort of adversity in that fight. But I think Eubank should win this quite easily. And that's no disrespect to Conor. I just think Eubank's just too big and he knows what he's doing, and he's just a little guy, innit?
There's been a lot of talk about the rehydration clause.
Yeah.
Do you put on a lot of weight between the weigh-in and the fight?
No, I don't put on a madness. I'm not one of them guys that try to put on a lot of weight. I just blow up to where I feel comfortable. If it's heavier than usual, then that's why I'm comfortable. If it's not that heavy, I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm a bit light, let me try to put on more. It's just wherever I'm comfortable is what I hydrate to.
What do you think about rehydration clauses generally?
I think it's a waste of time. I think if you're not going to do it all across the board for every fighter, then it's a waste of time, innit? Like, don't pick and choose when you want to put a rehydration clause on fights. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. But if you're not going to do it all across the board, then just forget about it.
Makes sense.
Your promoter, Frank Warren's been quite outspoken about the fight. We put a clip out from a recent interview up yesterday that got a lot of attention, where he said it's dangerous to put rehydration clauses in, especially for Eubank Jr, who's I think 32, 33 now, hasn't made less or lower than 160 in quite some time. He's got to make 157 and then be limited on his rehydration.
Yeah, that is dangerous. That is dangerous, and that's probably why his dad came out and said what he said. Do you know what I mean? But he's comfortable. He knows what weight he can make. He's training with a smile on his face, so it doesn't look like it's affecting him too much. But it is dangerous. Like, come on, you're draining yourself or restricting yourself to like the lowest weight possible you can get to, and then you can't put nothing back on. That is dangerous. But like I said, like, I think the IBF do it best with the £10 limit, because then you're not doing too much. You're not doing £10. That's fair. But to strip yourself down to the lowest weight possible and not be able to rehydrate properly, it's not safe at all. You need to be hydrated. Your brain sits in fluid. If there's no fluid in your brain and there's no, dehydrated, it hits against your skull. That's how you get bleeds in the brain and stuff. So, there's got to be careful with what they're doing. Obviously, I said it to you before, I think this fight's just like a whatever fight. It doesn't mean anything apart from obviously the legacies of their dad, but yeah, whatever they're doing. They earn a lot of money, so go get your money.
Georgia, this fight, Denzel mentioned it just there. Chris Eubank Jr.'s father was quite vocal in saying he'd actually pulled him out of the fight. That doesn't seem to be the case now, and he's the man in the corner. So what was he just trying to get more attention? Was it, because he talks about his son Seb, who sadly passed away recently. So he seems like he was sincere, at least at the time.
I think he's got every right as a parent to be concerned. Didn't Eubank Jr. come out and say that he's not actually seen his dad or spoken to his dad about it, so he's not kind of paying any attention to it, is what I read. I do think Eubank Jr. is playing the game very well, like getting shots of him eating popcorn, KFC. Oh, yeah. What did he put on his Instagram the other day? He was like in a restaurant eating a big bit of cake, and I'm thinking, surely you didn't swallow that, surely you just spat that back out.
He spat out as soon as the camera was off.
And I think he's just playing the game really well, but I think it would be a shame if it didn't go ahead. It's had a lot of, what's it called, like oomph.
Hype.
That's the word I was looking for. Don't worry, I went for oomph.
Do you ever resent it, Denzel, in that, you're working hard, you're beating credible opposition, and then you see a fight that, as you said, doesn't really mean much from a boxing perspective, but they're getting a huge amount of money, a huge amount of spotlight?
Oh, don't ask him. He wants to go into like YouTube fights.
No chance.
What?
But no, I don't resent it. Like, if you've got the platform to make that money, go and make money, innit? That's not your fault that I'm not generating as much money as you. That's my job. I've got to build myself to a stage, or any fighter's job for that matter. I can't say, oh, I've worked hard and I don't get this. That's not how life works. But like, it's just not how it works. These guys have built, a platform to be able to generate that much money. So go get your money.
Yeah, I mean, their dads have helped build the platform.
Their dads have definitely helped.
That is an effect.
But I mean, like, that's all across the board for you. Like YouTube fights or Jake Paul, whoever it may be. Like, I've kind of put this fight in that category without being disrespectful, apart from the fact that they're both boxers. But there's no one moves up the rankings from this. No one. It's just a fight, isn't it? Like it's a lose-lose for Eubank and a win-win for Conor, basically.
Yo, Danny Flexen here. Think you know shit about boxing? There's only one way to find out. Listen to the full podcast via one of the links in the description or go to secondsoutboxing.podbean.com.
Do you know shit about boxing?